Thank y'all for coming out, class. Thank y'all for coming out. Let's just get set up. Let's get set up. Really appreciate you guys as always. As always. All right, guys. So again, we back for the question and answer, guys. And y'all see the title. Y'all see the thumbnail. I'm with my guy. You know what I mean? And before I introduce him, guys, I want to let you guys know what Mgtow mean to me. Mgtow to me is Roman 12:2. You know what I mean, guys? I'll pull that verse up in a minute. But that's what Mgtow mean to me, guys. You know what I mean? When you don't conform to the ways of this world, when you unhook from the programming and you allow your spiritual creator, your creator to enter your mind, into your subconscious, which is creating a healthy Holy Spirit, that's Mgtow. You know what I mean? You saw what I said right there? And nothing in what I said right there had anything to do with a female, with woman. All right, guys? So we got to keep that in our mind. You know what I mean? I understand that some of us intake different information because, information is of abundance now. You could pick up anything and you could read it without knowledge of who wrote it, the gender, the mood they was in. You just pick up anything nowadays and you could read it. But just because you read it and intake it, that don't make it a truth. That don't make it a fact. What make it a truth, what make it a fact is when you experience it. All right, guys? So Mgtow is definitely Roman 12:2. And before I read that verse, I'm gonna bring my guest in. And we did so well last show. So back by popular demand, I got my guy. Let them know who you are. Let them know where they can follow you at.
Yeah, man. My name is Journey of Sagehood and stuff, and pretty much I make I'm more of an archiver. I do share videos on Mgtow.tv as Journey of Sagehood. I'm the eighth biggest channel and on the site in history, with only like 2.5, 3 years of work. I talk about red pill stuff, biblical things, things that are alternative, very good things. Now, I do want to say that I'm at an undisclosed location with responsibilities, so I'm gonna try to everything is good. I set things up where everything is good, but I'm just giving you a heads up. But I feel like this needs to be said. Also, I am more alternative. I am not the stereotypical black male. You will, the title, it says it. It says the title. The title says it. So yeah, I'm just more on the lines of, I guess, innocent, I guess, different.
Right. You did not conform to the ways of the world. In that Roman 12:2, it says that, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Remember when I always tell you guys, change the laws of your mind. And Mr. Palmer, he coined that actual phrase, like, And me being so deep into my spirit, my Holy Spirit, I link that together because the way he say it is so spiritual, so biblical. When he say change the laws of your mind, that's exactly what our creator asks us to do. And that's proof this is one of my favorite verses right here, Romans 12:2. Because that verse that remind me that I'm not bugging. That verse that should remind all of my guys, my introverts, my people that just know this ain't right. This shit ain't right. Don't worry about if it's not fair. It's not about fair or not. It's about right or wrong, good or evil. Y'all know, we know this shit evil. It's pure evil. You know what I mean? And this verse right here proves that, guys. Let me read it again. Romans 12:2. Guys, this is the Mgtow verse, guys. This is God telling you to go Mgtow before y'all put y'all little fancy spin on it. You know how we do. We forever taking this man's stuff and just remixing it to make profit. You know what I mean? And lead the people, call ourselves leading the people. But this is clearly what Mgtow mean. This is what Mgtow, he says, he even says, as far as do not conform to the ways of this world, but transform your mind by the renewal of your be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that you may provide what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Like, you know what I mean? You, in order to do that, you're gonna have to go the other way. You can't do what they doing. We know that the immorality they ruling. They on the left with it. They ruling on the left. We gotta go the right way, guys. We gotta go the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely do agree, and I definitely am going to continue this alternative path, no matter what happens, because we're at the end. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm not going to be all mean about it, but we're not in good shape, and it's not supposed to get any better. I think that's the most important part, is that we have to realize that when it comes to us and stuff, that we need to get our crap together, or we're not going to make it. And a lot of people in all cultures, humanity itself ain't going to make it. It's a lot of us. A lot more people are going to hell than heaven. Sad to say. I don't like saying that, but that's the truth. Yeah, it's depressing, but make sure you're not on that side. That's all. That's all I gotta say.
All right, now you had a couple of topics that we was gonna go into. Let's pop it off, man. What's that first topic looking like?
So basically, I wanted to talk about the life of a 34-year-old virgin, um, because I am a 34-year-old virgin. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not BSing. I'm actually being very honest when I say I've never been on a date. I've never kissed anyone. I've never I've never truly copped a feel. Never have done anything. It's been very very bare minimum. I was exposed to adult material at 6 back in '94, and it's pretty much been my only friend. But as for me having friendships, interaction with women, that's never happened. I've been overlooked my been the fat friend, I've been the duff, I guess. I've been the nice guy, the teddy bear. But when it comes to me being desirable, me being that guy, uh, that's never happened ever in my life, ever. I mean, and at this point, me following the evangelical church or purity culture, it's pretty much destroyed me. I've actually had to deconstruct a lot of my beliefs of evangelical white right wing extremism, and I'm in therapy for it. I've had to admit to myself that maybe just because something is a church doesn't mean that it's always 100% right. And to sit here and say that now without freaking out and crying at night, it's a big step. And I just started doing this like this past winter. So yeah.
Man, I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain, bro. I feel your pain, but again, and the chat is supporting you. The chat is here to support you, bro. Everybody congratulating you on your purity because that's true, guys. You pure. You the last of a dying breed. You're the last of a dying breed, bro. Absolutely pure. And hold on, we're gonna get back to this, being that it is a question and answer. Let me answer the chat question. Cause what's up, man? Salute to my guy Pan Africa. What up, my guy? Was Jesus Mgtow under the definition of YouTube manosphere community? You know damn well they're gonna say Jesus is a simp, but Jesus was Mgtow. Jesus is red pill. The Bible, our book, guys, our book, and part in how minds look, part in my edition. But I can get you anything you need, however you want. But this book right here is red pill. This is red pill. This is the red pill teachings. You know what I mean? So dudes in the manosphere, they don't give God his praise enough. So they'll probably call God a simp. They'll call Jesus a simp. Because they'll be talking about the sky zaddy God that we all know the church got the people addicted to. But us real ones, we know that that's they shit. That's they shit. You know what I mean? That don't got nothing to do with ye and oneself. Has nothing to do with ye and oneself. You know what I mean? So in any event, but nah, Killer Quabo answered that perfectly. Yo. Jesus was MGTOW, Jesus was red pill, Jesus was blue pill, Jesus was everything. You know what I mean? Jesus was one because Jesus was alpha. And that's what people fail to realize. People don't like labels and they don't like this alpha male title, but it is what it is, guys. In the jungle, where they don't play with the nature, where nobody's playing with the nature, where lioness is not walking up to lions because how they look. They're not walking up to lions because how they look. Because oh, he got a curly mane. The nature is the nature. They're relying on survival. You know what I mean? So a lot of women is passing up on providers and survivors and good leaders because of the look, because they not operating with their regular nature, with their basic nature, that biological nature. You know what I mean? That's all. In the lion, in the jungle, the lion, the female lioness, she want the strongest lion, period. She don't give a fuck how many flies is on him. If he's the strongest lion in that territory, that's who she's mating with. You know what I mean? So, but back to Jesus. Jesus was everything, bro. Jesus was everything, bro. And a good alpha male know that you got to be everything in certain situations. You got to be everything. When you get with your submissive female, sometimes you might have to tap back in to your little beta side because you don't want to scare your real submissive flower away. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to go MGTOW when you're alpha, even if you're in a relationship, because all MGTOW mean is going into your season of loneliness, guys. And people in a relationship go into a season of loneliness too. You see, you got to get educated. That's why I say, guys, education is the only way out. I mean, stop taking in this bullshit entertainment because it caters to your feel, how you want to feel. Take in what you see. It is what it is, and stop believing the shit you want it to be. And now y'all done got it to where since it ain't what you want it to be, and nobody can even can make it into what you want it to be good enough. You know what I mean? You just a go with whatever. You just a go with the lies and the crab legs, yo. And this is why I say many versions of your mother. And guys got to stop that shit, bro. Guys got to stop that shit. But yeah, the manosphere is different. They weird. They weird, bro. But anything else you want to touch on that topic, or you got any other topics you want to touch on?
Yeah, so I actually want to talk about how the heck did I happen. A lot of the time, we kind of like have this. We kind of have this like don't ask, don't tell stigma when it comes to black men and sexuality. Without just being, hey, I'm straight up hypersexual and I have 12 inches and I have all this stuff, and that's not really true. A lot of us are just average guys. there's a big spectrum when it comes to black people. There's black Catholics, black evangelicals, black Satanists, black atheists, black Scientologists, black Mormons. We're everywhere. And it's not fair that, society tends to, or forces and wants and pushes us to basically, oh, we all rap hypersexual and can make beats and can throw a football, but we can't teach math to our own children. Like, oh, we can't do that, but basically, we're the best when it comes to, buying a chrome rim. You know what I'm saying? And really, when it comes to that atmosphere, it alienates you. And when you aren't 6'6" and D1 division and like rap, and you're black and you're a guy, you generally don't have almost nothing to live for. You're almost discredited, but you're still baptized in niggerism. You're still baptized as the number one suspect when it comes to driving while black. That still applies, but basically, if you're not 6'6" and 12 inches, um, you're not hood enough. If you talk like me and say the whole word like this, oh, well, you're not a real player. It's no, stop it, stop it. This isn't high school. We all have to live together. Well, not really, but we all have to work together to survive. And that's why Deuteronomy 28, I believe it applies to us, because everyone else gets it but us. Why are we the only ones? So, when it comes to the virgin thing, we have to understand that black male virginity is a dying breed. It's been baptized in death, basically. And I'm one of the, I mean, I don't really know anyone in my personal family that is a virgin, except that who's a real adult in the virgin. I think everyone else is married or has kids out of wedlock. Like, I am literally one of the few virgins who are an adult left in my whole family tree. Everyone else had kids or are married or have, you know bastard children. That's just a curse. That's just a doggone reality, and it's too common of a curse for us in the black community. And I really do think, I really do think that when black men don't act like Future or don't act like Gucci Mane, there's something wrong with him. No, I'm here to tell you right now, there's nothing wrong with being black and nerdy. There's nothing wrong with liking Star Trek and being black. There's nothing wrong with liking Dragon Ball Super and screaming when Goku goes Ultra Instinct, and you're 5'5" and 120 pounds and dark skinned. There's nothing wrong with being that way. There's
You know what
nothing
it come
wrong.
down to? Not to cut you off.
Yeah,
You know what it come down to? The common denominator, what you saying. It's nothing wrong with being yourself.
yeah,
All of those guys you just named are actors, bro. They're so removed from who they really are. You gotta remember, all of these celebrities, they work for us. The minute they stop being our puppets, stop doing what we pay them to do, we ain't gonna like them no more, and they ain't gonna get no money no more. And they know that. You know what I mean? So they're actors. And this is the thing. Us truth tellers, no matter how we look, we're all lumped as one. So that's why it's important that we always share and link up, because it's a lot of guys that see it from your angle, and then there's guys that see it from my angle. And it's like we sometimes get in friction with each other. This is why this is a blessing to have me and you merge our worlds together, because you don't see this a lot. Some Why do guys, like, on your side of the point of view, and on my side of the point of view, why do you think we don't seem to get along when it ain't no jealousy thing? Because bro, it's like one of those. I'm keeping it for real with you. It's like I feel bad for you, but then again, I don't feel bad because you're not missing nothing, bro. They don't want the truth. Another common denominator, being that those guys that you mentioned are all acting, and they're so far removed from who they really are. The women love them, which tells you they like lies. They like lies and crab legs, bro. I'm not lying when I tell you they love lies and crab legs, bro. They like crab legs, bro. They love crab legs, and it shows. It's all relatable. Like, everything is just a blueprint, And all you got to do is just place it right there, and you'll see it. It'll come very clear. They are in a delusion, and it's getting worse. You touched on something earlier. You said that it's gonna get worse. Yes, we doomed to the fourth, fifth generation, like it says in the book in our basic instructions. You know what I mean? We don't get the land back. Us men don't get the land back into the fourth, fifth generation. You know what I mean? As per our creator. So, you know what I mean? And maybe that's why people as took the give up route. They took the this is why people running around here. Well, I'm not gonna be around for the results that I call. So fuck it. I just YOLO, and that's fucked up. That's a fucked up way to look at things. But I can guarantee that's probably why 85% of the people do the fucked up shit that it is that they do because they ain't gonna be around to witness it, and they forget that they got kids that's gonna bring in other kids into a generation of their fuck ups. You know what I mean? Let's go to Deuteronomy. Which one of those Deuteronomies were you talking about to be specific?
The curses, Deuteronomy 28, that whole chapter.
Deuteronomy, the whole, all right, because you got Deuteronomy 28:13, you got Deuteronomy 28:7. You know what I
Um,
mean? I like to
I
I like to uncomplicate the common sense for them. So you
let
tell
me
me
let's see. I'm looking up Deuteronomy 28. Actually, let me look up curses. Let me curses and blessing. Let me look this up. I'm on a computer right now. Uh, let's see. This is why blessing and curses Christ to remember. King James. Here we go. 28 through 45. I mean, moreover, these curses. The one about like, see, I don't really know. Like, I knew Deuteronomy 28 from Yashkara was explaining us and the Israelites and
I
just
got you. I
yeah.
got you. I just needed the pinpoint joint that you needed because when I type in Deuteronomy, it's gonna go to my favorite joints or my joints, and like I said, Deuteronomy 7, Deuteronomy 8:1, all that is good stuff there. All that is good stuff.
I would
But
say Deuteronomy 28 verse 64 through 67. So Deuteronomy 28 64 through 67. That's about four verses right there.
all right, so let me read one from the King James. 28 Deuteronomy 28:45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenedest not unto the voice of the Lord thou God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. Nobody listened to him. They don't listen to this man. If this man came down right now and said, yo, it's me, these people would be like, you lying. These people will be like, you lying. They'll say he eating crab legs. Crazy. Then you
Yeah.
got then you got Deuteronomy, 28:23 through 24. The heaven which is over your head shall be bronze, and the earth which is under you iron. The Lord will make the rain of your land powder and dust. From heaven it shall come down on you until you are destroyed. And it's pretty much he started getting crazy with it. He started fucking with the mind in those end chapters of Deuteronomy with those curses, because he's just letting people know how serious it's gonna be for not listening, for not following his instructions. You know what I mean? People following everything else but his instructions. So he's just letting you know what's gonna happen. This is why people think they getting somewhere and they ain't getting nowhere though. They running in place. They on a treadmill. You know what I mean? They on a treadmill. They think they running, but they ain't running nowhere. They ain't running in place. You know what I mean? Because until they build what he want them to build, which is that mind, body, and soul, a family, y'all ain't winning. Y'all ain't winning. That's why my next video, I gotta address this. The hoes is winning shit. You know what I mean? Hoes is not winning, bro. Hoes is only winning to the thirsty niggas that want them, bro. Hoes ain't winning. What is a hoe? The last time I checked, a hoe is kind of a slave, right? A hoe is a slave, you could say, because what? What is a slave? Slave have to work. A slave working for somebody. So they're a hoe is a slave to a lifestyle because she got to get that bread, and that's how she get the bread. the easy way, right? So that's the slave. I ain't never seen a free slave. A slave ain't free. I ain't never seen a slave win. So if you want slaves, then probably, if you want a slave and can't get a slave, that's probably why you'll say a slave is winning. You know what I mean? Because then you're looking at the slave owners, and that's hating, that's stupid, that's jealous. You know what I mean? That's envy. But hoes ain't winning. Hoes only winning to the thirsty niggas that want them chicks, and they don't want them. You know what I mean? Slaves don't win. Fuck, they talking about hoes is winning. But that's a little bit off the topic. But I just had to rant on that because you guys are winning, bro. Y'all Mgtows, y'all free agents, y'all winning. You know what I mean? Let's give roses to where roses need to be given to. We always giving roses to these single mothers. We don't give no roses to the women that hold it down every day. The women that know what it is to work with a man, teamwork with a man, absorb the man energy, give it back. We don't even see them. We don't see those women. We don't see the brothers that ain't even tampered with. We don't see the brothers that's not hell of a sons. All they show us is hell of a sons. All they show us is hell of a sons.
Yeah, man. I do. Yeah, it's been in my family for a while, and I pretty much my dad broke the curse, and then I'm re-breaking it even more with being super duper celibate. But I do want to talk about how I happened because it was a cycle and a lot of things that really probably wasn't supposed to happen. I mean, me being a 34-year-old virgin, me never dating, me never doing anything, never kissing anyone, nothing. I mean, I have no experience with women. It is a great gift, but I'm very vulnerable. I'm extremely vulnerable and I'm very sensitive to stuff simply because I don't know female nature that well. I only know so much. That is the thing. I only know so much, and that's just the truth. Even on my channel, I've talked about being a virgin, how it has, it's not the, it's the greatest thing, but it's also a very dangerous thing, especially when you don't really know any better. Like I really am a child. Plus, not like I'm sexually like an infant. That didn't sound right. And not only that, I'm like autistic too. So the fact that I'm, black and autistic, that's another barrier that I'm breaking. A lot being black, male, autistic, and a virgin. That is
Yo,
like,
yo,
yeah,
real
but
quick, my guy. Where the hell do you get this courage, this intestinal fortitude? Like, bro, you are walking in your truth. Like, yo, bro, I so appreciate you. I commend you, yo, bro. Yo, bro. I admire you, bro. Like, no cap, no cap, no flex, bro. That's a no crab leg right there, bro. And I'm sure my whole chat put a one in the chat, y'all. If y'all could salute this man for walking in this truth, bro. We don't see a lot of this. We don't see everybody want a front cap like they. Oh, I get cool. I got girl. This is a man walking in his truth, bro. Now, throw a one. Let me see some ones in them chats, guys. Let me see some ones in this chat. Yo, now what is your mom like? Did you have any conversations about women, sex with your moms? Any conversations with your moms? Like what does she say?
oh no, I mean no, we didn't talk about crap. I mean, like my dad didn't talk about crap. Nothing. I mean, like basically, I grew up in a Christian household where you didn't talk about it. Um, it didn't exist. Um, we're not going to acknowledge it. We're not going to confront it. We're going to act like basically it never happened. Like basically I just, came from the sky from heaven. That's like I was just like this angel presented my body to my parents and I became a child. That that is exactly that is exactly how most evangelical Christian upbringing kids are, and we're all messed up we are all naive and we don't know anything about anything until a week before our wedding, and then they dump all this stuff on us, and then we have sexual dysfunction on our wedding day. Like it's happened. I mean, yeah. Now I have to go and get. I'm gonna give me some water, so I'm gonna mute my mic, and I will be back in like 1 minute. Okay. Just keep on talking. Okay.
No problem, my guy. We're gonna go to commercial chat. All right, guys, make sure y'all hit that like button. We're gonna go to a little 2 minute break and we'll be right back.
You are not niggers. You are not coons. You may smoke, reef, and drink wine and do crazy, wicked things, but you are not a wicked person by nature. You have lent yourself to wickedness, but you are a divine creature that must now come into the knowledge and power of your own divinity. And no preacher can resurrect you into your divinity. It takes God himself to bring you into your own divine nature. So we're not dealing with prophets. We have walked out of prophet teaching. This is the time and the presence of God. So I don't talk about God will come. God is already here. And he's working in me to resurrect you to your divine nature.
All right, guys, and we back. And we back. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm chilling with my guy. I'm chilling with my guy. You know what I mean? I don't shun nobody out. I don't shun nobody out. I communicate with a roach if they understand me, yo. I treat everybody with the same amount of respect. I don't knock nobody for what they doing. You know what I mean, guys? And that's what you gotta be. You can't be judging folks, and you can't be one of these people that, oh, I only mess with this type of person. You can't be one of those female type dudes, bro. That's a female. That's female nature. When you start picking and choosing, and you start becoming a pick me person, you start picking people because of you like them and shit, because how they make you feel. That's real girly. That's real female nature. But we
All
back.
right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
All right, we back. So what's the next topic, man?
All right, so I actually want to talk about I want to talk about my childhood, basically, because I think I have a very alternative childhood and some of my family background. Because since I got like an hour, but an hour, like about 75 minutes. So I at least want to break this stuff down. I actually want to talk about quite a few things that are very alternative, but something that we know is real. So I grew up in a evangelical household, but making my making my sweet tea. Um, but basically, but for real, my family has a history of witchcraft and putting spells and portals and stuff. Just weird bullcrap. Demon possession runs in the family, and astral projection runs in the family. And I grew up, you know, that runs both ways on my mom's side and on my dad's side. And I grew up under that set. So, you know, my mom talked about seeing angels surrounding her as she slept, or well, when she would be in sleep paralysis. And my dad talked about seeing shadow people when he was younger. And then, you know, I I saw that stuff growing up because it was a portal link. So with that going on, I think we need to realize that this whole Gnostic New Age bullcrap is nothing new. Now they all got out of it and turned to Jesus before I was born. By 88, when I was born, everything was fine, but that portal remained open. So I saw a lot of weird stuff growing up, and I grew up around shadow people when I was 6 years old in the early '90s and stuff like that, and that's how I was exposed to all this dark stuff. And even back then, I mean, I've like traveled to other places. Like when I was asleep, I would astral project, and I didn't know what was going on. I wake up screaming, and we have to realize that if there's the Southern Baptist Church, if there's that, then there's the Southern Satanist Church as well, and we need to acknowledge that we have to be prayed up and be spiritual. We can't just sit here, go to church, and eat the church's chicken on Sunday and then go to the club all week. We have to really, yeah, because I grew up seeing that too. Because there's a church, and
True.
yeah, yeah.
That's a fact. No, I was just saying truth. I was just saying truth. I seen it too with my own eyes.
Yeah. And basically, when you start looking at how um, church folk act, they basically act the exact same as the drug dealer. They just got church clothes on. He's called the doggone pastor. The pastor's a drug dealer. The pastor's a pimp. Look, I'll be honest. There was one church I went to. Um, it was a big church, and it was on the news. All right, and I'm not going to say oh man, I'm not going to say it, but we used to go to Bible study at this church. We were there since the '70s, before I was born, before my parents even met, when my parents were kids, before they met, and we were there, and the pastor during the '90s or early 2000s slept with a man and cheated on his wife, and I don't know all that happened. I don't know. I was only like 9 or 10. I didn't understand that stuff. Um, and he left the pastoral counseling ministry. He lost everything and he split the church. And I think that was probably the first time that was the first time I really saw that the church had a crack in it. And I just it scared me because I was taught and brought up to think that if you're in church, nothing bad will happen to you ever. This building is invisible, and it wasn't. And it broke my heart. It made me very concerned over the future of the church because I saw the church as the house of God, but after that, I saw it as a building, and that scared the crap out of me. Now, now I actually delivered pizza at the pastor's door. He still remembers me and stuff, and I actually grew up with his kids and stuff, and we had a little 5 minute talk. But he's a dean at a college, a big college. He makes a lot of money, but um, I'll never see him the same way again. But I'm not judgmental either. There's no telling what he's gone through. I don't know him, so I'm not gonna crucify him. And same with me. It's just that as black folks, um, we just need to understand that if there's a church of God, there's a church of Satan, and they're fighting for us, whether it's Deuteronomy or not. And this is and this is humanity. We're involved in something that we can't see. We are living. We are living with more things than what we realize. We don't know how long this earth goes. We don't know what's really beyond the earth, how deep the sea goes. We don't know what's really here. We only know what we're allowed to know. And I think that we need to be very careful with how we perceive things and how we want to think that, oh, well, we made all this technology. Not really. I mean, God gave us the ability to think of certain things to make technology, but we don't know what's really out here, and we need to respect it, and we need to really create a barrier around us in the spiritual realm because I knew very quickly in the '90s that there was something more than what the church had to say, and the church don't know about this type of stuff.
Yeah. Why you think the church don't go into the real stuff that'll help the people, that'll fix the people? Hey
Well,
yo, hold on real quick. Chat,
yeah,
chat, guys. I got a treat for y'all too, because we've been doing mad education and we've been doing mad stuff. that tug on the heart, yo. So tonight I'm gonna pull out one of them good old GG joints, cause I got one. I got one. Yes, sir. And we're gonna show the reverse. You know what I mean? We're gonna show reverse. You see, right now we're talking to the pure. And we're talking to the shunned. We're talking to the silence, because they silence brothers like this. Tonight, later on tonight, we're gonna show what they love showing. So we're gonna help them show what they love showing. So we definitely gonna go to the GG tonight, guys. We gonna visit the GG. You know what I mean? But go ahead, my guy. Why you think they don't really kick it the way they don't kick it the way Mr. Goodbread? They need to let Mr. Goodbread go into one of them Sundays. They need to let me rock the house. And they
Oh
need to
yeah,
let me go right into the Proverbs, because I will pull up with the Proverbs section. I'm busting it out from Proverbs 7 down. What happened?
yeah. So basically, the reason why the church is weak, because it took me all my life to admit that the Western church is weak, and took me half a year to basically um say that without freaking out. So I've come a long way without me tearing up and getting scared of going to hell. See, there's tons of stuff that the church has taught people, and they pick and choose, and that's just the truth. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's very true, and we're hypocritical, unfortunately. And basically, there's a quote in scripture saying, "My people are defeated through a lack of knowledge." And the knowledge is that there's more to the Bible than what we know. The knowledge is that semen retention is spiritual energy. The knowledge is that there's a spirit for every human and every entity and every plant. There's a demon for all that stuff. We don't know. We don't know. The truth is that, there's more spirits than people on this earth. The truth is that there's astral projection. There's a lot of deceitfulness. The truth is that the church has been infected by by them for a very long time, and basically, it's all propaganda. I mean, when I went to my Christian evangelical church, um, it was bad. I mean, like everyone was fake. And I went to a predominantly white evangelical Christian college that was in purity culture. And basically, I looked up some of the people I went to school with, and they became single mothers. They had 3 kids, and they had sex, and there were scandals. And come to find out, they had drug issues after they graduated. They walked away from the faith. They had failing marriages. Some of them didn't make it to the aisle. I mean, like reality hit them, and reality hit me too, but I'm still kind of like on the ground, kind of. I mean, like, there was one girl that me and her were talking, and she's real cute and stuff, and she was a cool person. She was raised in purity culture just like me, and she talked about how she didn't know what homosexuality was until 22 years old. And that same year she got pregnant.
Wow.
And basically what happened was I went to her house for I actually went to her house for um Bible study, and they had no television. All they had was board games. There was like old phones from like 1996, and there was newspapers. They still collected the newspaper to read about current events. Um and I was kind of like, okay. I mean, she didn't even have a cell phone, and she was an adult. Um, and she used a Garmin to help her get to where she needed to be, but she honestly didn't know anything. And I was like, I tried to pull her aside and tell her, like, hey, look, like, do you know about like this or that? And she's like, what's that? She had no idea. And then someone thought she was cute. She didn't know nothing about her body. She didn't know nothing about sexual attraction. She just thought you were either straight or going to hell. That was fed in me too. and basically she winds up getting pregnant. She has two kids. She's now a single mother. She had to drop out of college. She started smoking. She started cursing. It just kind of ruined her. And I tried to reach out to her. She didn't want to talk to me. There was another girl that I went to school with. Her father was a doggone preacher, and she was actually really cute. She was a model kind of looking. She was like had nice height, 5'9", 5'10", and basically she was the exact opposite. She was sleeping with the football team and stuff, and singing in church. The next day, after she graduated, she got pregnant the first time. Got pregnant the second time. No father anywhere, and her brother's an atheist. It,
Damn.
yeah, it happens. It happens, and no fault to anyone and stuff. And I mean, I'm just kind of like, it's almost like life kind of picks us apart, and some of us don't make it. I learned that the hard way. There was another girl that was my tutorer. Okay, beautiful girl. I personally liked her. And I didn't understand why, but that anyway. She was my tutorer, and we started talking. We met when she was engaged, and she kind of like admitted that she was like going to marital counseling because she had to be untaught that since you're getting married you can actually feel arousal and stuff and blah 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 blah. And it took her about a year of counseling to actually accept that this is how your body works. And this is like a year before. This is like engagement, so they're about to get married at 2 years prior, and she had to be taught by older women in the church that we all went to that, yes, dear, this is what happens to your body, and this is what to expect on your wedding day. She didn't know about transgender people until like
I got hold
19.
on. Hold on, not to cut you off. I got a good question from the chat. They want to know, have you read this Bible? Have you read this thing for yourself, man? Have you read this thing for yourself, bro? Or are you going off of the teachings that your religious churches taught you on your upbringing?
Yeah, so I've actually been trying to go back and read scripture as a independent thinker and trying to unlearn what I've been taught. So I'm just now starting. Like this summer, I'm just now starting to reconstruct what I'm doing and just breaking.
Okay.
So I'm actually breaking things down, and
Changing the
it's
laws of your mind. That's why you see. That's what we bumped heads at. Remember in the beginning when you said something about Deuteronomy, and I was like, "All right, well, which one?" That I could have picked up on right there that you was following the programming way of doing that, because if you really read it to yourself, then you would know that you got to break those things down. You just can't say Deuteronomy because it's a lot of Deuteronomy, like, you know what I mean. And another thing, while we on this topic, I learned let me tell you, I learned about these Christians and these fake religions reading this thing for myself. And one of the realest verses in this thing, you know what I mean, that I ever read, one of the realest verses I ever read was Matthew's 7:21. All right. And I know y'all Christians, the Christians stay away from this book, this chapter. Let me read that out. For that says, not everyone that says upon my Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that does the will of his Father, which is in heaven, will. And you know what I mean? A lot of people think because they say Christian, they're Christian that they getting in. But if you're not doing that man work, you know what I mean? If you're not doing the work of God, then you ain't getting in. And a lot of
right.
Christians can't bear with that. They can't bear with that. You know what I mean? And mind you, that's not my version. I'm reading what's that? I'm reading the King James version because my version breaks it down even more complicated. And when I say my version, I don't. It's not something I created or nothing. I just don't fuck with the King James version because I think that's what keeps a lot of our brothers away from the scriptures because they write it so dumb. They write it stupid, yo. And I don't like it. I just don't like it. But in any event, different strokes for different folks. But when you read that thing for yourself, It tell you different things. It tell you stuff that, oh, why the press, why the preacher man ain't tell me that. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah,
that,
definitely.
but did you know about that verse, Matthew 7:21?
Oh heck yeah! Like when I was growing up, I had a feeling. Um, when I was growing up, I had a feeling that a lot of Christians were going to not make it, and then I actually used to hear that a lot of Christians are going to hell when YouTube first came out, and then I didn't understand that. Now I'm like, yeah, it's gonna happen, and a lot of Christians will say, well, did I do this? Did I do that? They're like, man, and y'all's gonna say, I mean, you didn't do crap, man. You had a vain heart, you had a sincere conscience. We gave you what you wanted. You wanted to live the world and go to church, and we gave you that.
Yeah, the church do program wild kids. Like a lot of girls that go to church and they get the helicopter parents, they have that helicopter parenting. When they let out into the world, they having a clue of survival. They having a clue of how to survive and be independent upon themselves, make critical decisions for themselves because they're so programmed. You got to understand, a lot of parents live vicariously through their kids. A lot of parents live vicariously through their kids. It's a form of stroking their own ego. Know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, like my parents. I mean, I was the exact same way. I mean, I'm 34, and I'm just now being like thinking for myself because I was raised in purity culture. I went to an evangelical church. I went to an evangelical college. I have evangelical parents. That's it. That's it. I don't have anything. So I'm just now beginning to understand myself. And it hurts to know this that, I mean, my parents did a lot more other stuff other than not telling me anything about sex or girls
Yeah.
or making me think that
Um.
women were all great. They didn't teach me anything about finances. I'm in debt. I'm like doing
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah. Our parents did a real lousy job. When they said they could do bad by themselves, they was not lying. The motherfuckers was telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. We got another question coming in right now, and I like this one. This is a good one. Hell don't exist. It's a tool to control the masses. And I 50-50 with that right there. I do believe that there is a hell and we already in it. Hell is on earth. This earth is hell. Remember when he sent us from the garden, he ain't sent us to another heaven. He sent us to fucking hell. And that's where we at right now. This is hell on earth, guys. And it's even worse for those that's not following in his way. It's even worse for those that want to do their own thing, that don't want to read these instructions and want to build their own shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when in the book of Hagar, for my Israelites that know about the book of Hagar, you heard when he took the Israelites from that temple and sent them to Babylon because they wasn't acting right, they wasn't doing what they supposed to do, and then he brought them back under one condition, that they build his temple, and they didn't build his temple. The fuckers started building their own shit. They started building their own homes. They had everything. They got decorated, this, designed that, everything. Hagar come back, tell them like, yo, bro, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? The God said build this temple. Niggas tell Hagar they got time. How you? No, we got time. Don't worry about it. It ain't time. So he tell God, and what God do? God showed him. He showed him like whatever you trying to build, it's not gonna work until you build my stuff. You know what I mean? Until you build what I want you to build. So it's just a matter of people playing they self, refusing to read them instructions. You know what I mean? And then they lying and eating crab legs because they didn't read the instructions, right? And they builded some fucked up piece of work, and they got gum, boogers, glue, and string and keeping it together. And we looking at it, telling them like that shit look nasty, yo. And they mad because you tell them that the shit that they built look nasty because they built it like that. They didn't build it without reading the instructions. You know what I mean? Instructions are there for a reason. You ever try to put something up without reading the instructions first, bro? How'd that work out for you? You know what I mean? That's why the Bible is important, guys. It's our instruction map. It's our guide. to a smooth way in hell on earth.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, um, there are some people that think hell doesn't exist, and okay, it's fine. Yeah. I mean, that's true. Hey, I have to go to the restroom because of all this tea I'm drinking. Can we take like a 90-second, 90 to 2 minute break, and then I'll come right back?
No doubt. I got a good video for the chat. I got a video for the chat real quick that I went through to chop it up. I had got another opinion from a virgin guy, you know what I mean? And I wanted to see what you guys think about this and his take on this.
All right. I'll be back in like 90 seconds. Okay.
All right. All right, guys, while he do that, let me play this video for y'all real quick. All righty. Yeah, thanks for being patient with me, y'all. I love y'all, man. And we gonna touch on some ghetto gaga shit tonight. We're gonna definitely talk to some prostitutes. We gonna get busy. We're gonna get back to our ratchet shit, our ratchet behavior. Cause y'all been coping with me. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of education. We've been doing a lot of learning. You know what I mean? We even caught a simp purge last night. That boy Blueface is crazy. That boy crazy. All right, guys, let's watch this.
Your virginity is a rite of passage for manhood, then guys should just simply get prostitutes and knock it out the way. But what happens is that doesn't do anything. Many guys have tried, and you're still just as empty as you were before because sex will not solve your problems. Yo, what's good, everybody? This is Hafiz, and welcome to today's video. Guys, today's video is a video that's very near and dear to my heart because I get so many messages on Patreon from young men and men of all ages about this. And this issue is about being a virgin.
Are you back, my guy?
Yep, I'm back. I'm back.
All right. So when anytime during the video that you want me to stop it so you could chime in, you know what I mean? Then just let me know. Just stop it. Just cut me off, and I'll hear you, and then I'll pause it. All right.
All right, cool. Thanks.
So many men of all different ages, all different backgrounds, all different ethnicity from all around the world are constantly sending me messages about being virgins. And one of the most common things I hear from these young men is that they keep on telling me, Hafiz, I feel like I'm not a man because I never had sex. Hafiz, I feel like I'm not good enough because I never had sex. Hafiz, I feel like I'm missing out because I'm a virgin, and it constantly bothers me. So I wanted to make this video for any man who's been dealing with this issue. And before we begin this video, I want to tell you guys a quick story about my life. So when I was 18 years old, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was on the practice field when two of my teammates approached me. These two teammates asked me, they said, Hafiz, where are you from? I then replied, I'm not sure. I was born in Staten Island, New York, but I was raised in Atlanta, Georgia, so I don't know. Then one of the teammates said, where did you lose your virginity at? That's usually how we determine where a man is from. At that time, I was still a virgin. So I said, well, neither, because I never had sex before. All of a sudden, these dudes bursted out laughing. They're like, what do you mean you never had sex before? This dude never had sex. And he started telling the...
You ever had that happen to you, my guy?
No, because I kind of didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so basically no. Nope, never.
All right.
A whole team about me never having sex before. And for the entire year, I'm talking about every single person would make fun of me and poke fun of me and call me names because I was still a virgin on the football team. So I made myself a promise. And I said, by the end of this summer, I will no longer be a virgin. So similar to those teen movies, I went on a quest to lose my virginity. I remember, man, I was talking to so many girls, going to so many clubs, spending so much money. I even lost a college football scholarship because of it. Another story for a whole other day. And I was consumed with the idea of losing my virginity. And at the end of the summer, I eventually lost my virginity. And I remember that day specifically because after the event took place, I remember just laying in my bed, still feeling empty, still feeling insecure, and still feeling not good enough. Nothing had changed. And not enough men tell this story. You see, one of the biggest problems that I see is that so many men validate themselves from their sexual accomplishments. We all know that friend who's always telling people stories about all the girls they had sex with and all the girls they hooked up with. And so a lot of young men now feel insecure like I did and felt like, man, I am not good enough because I'm not getting it in like these guys. I'm not doing what these guys are doing. And since we've lost all sense of authentic manhood,
Did you know that you can make a full-time income from YouTube without ever trying to grow your own channel?
the way we validate ourselves, our manhood rituals nowadays is having sex. But let me tell you something, guys. Having sex does not make you a man.
And it don't. Having sex do not make you a man. And with having sex comes great responsibilities, guys. Y'all know what I tell y'all over here. And honestly, guys, sex is overrated when you're a broke nigga. Sex is overrated when you're not on your purpose, bro. Sex is overrated when you have to put on some handcuffs and shackles for it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. If that's gonna be your cause, if that's gonna be your reason to have to buy into this gynocracy, man, go your own way. Go your own way. You know what I mean? Don't ever feel you missing out on anything. You not. I'm telling you, you not.
Yeah, there's actually something I want to add to that. So basically, I feel for this guy a little bit because I get it. I mean, kind of. I mean, like I guess I never felt the pressures growing up because I was not around a lot of people. Um, Everyone, called me ashy and made fun of me and stuff. Whatever. But basically, I never truly felt that knee jerk like you've got to do this. What I did feel was isolation, loneliness, sorrow, depression. I wasn't happy. I was overweight. I had low self esteem. It really was more psychological and emotional rather than just physical and peer pressure. It really was inward, kind of like, man, I'm not happy with myself. I wonder if someone else can make me happy. And what is happiness? Why does society say this to me? That's really what was torturing me throughout my life. It was um society is saying this, but I'm thinking this, and it didn't mesh. Nothing. I didn't fit anywhere. I didn't fit with my peer group. I didn't fit in a church, and I didn't fit with black people. So it's kind of like, where do I fit? That's what was hurting me. It wasn't the whole you gotta do the end. It was like, okay, if I do this, can I? Can someone love me? Basically, if I do this, it's basically almost like I'm giving myself to have someone talk to me. That's how isolated I was. And I think a lot of black men can deep down admit that, we get lonely sometimes. Look, when it comes to our favorite rapper and stuff, other than, the rap videos and stuff, that's not everyone's life all the time. We got to wake up. There's day after, you know, there's loneliness. There's when we don't have anyone. It's just, there's more to us than throwing the football and making rap beats all the time and white women and pogs, and there's just so much more to us. And as black men, we almost have to have like a dual personality just to survive. And it's sad. It's just it's sad. So that's basically something that I thought of. Even the fact that he lost a um scholarship just to try to chase women. And for the chat, I actually want you guys to do some homework. I want you guys to calculate the average monthly payment of child support in your individual state or county, and then times that by 18 years. That's how much you save by being like me.
That's a whole
That's
fact, bro. And that's a whole fact, and we can vouch for that over here, especially coming from the couch gang to the schoolyard. We know about the child support. That's one of our specialties. So we know. That's why. And again, that's why we had a comment. Will Hand said, "Male virginity is one of the rarest, most powerful things on this planet. Do you know how freakish strong, a healthy, successful man with no body counts would be in modern can be you are in modern society, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just now realizing how great it is, but the thing is that they don't want people to be that way because they're dependent on that thing in order to make them money. See, it's like what I'm doing. Well, I'm trying to do no fap. I kind of struggle with that, but even no fap, like hood people don't know what no fap is. They don't understand that because it's made to be confusing. It's made to be abnormal. This stuff is ancient knowledge and ancient spiritual practices and stuff. I mean, like people, we got all butt cracked backwards and stuff. And
Yeah, that's because people don't read. You know what I mean? People don't read. People have stopped reading. People haven't picked up a book since they left school. And I'm talking about a book of applied studies, like when you got to read it and apply what you read to yourself. People haven't done that shit. Some of them haven't done that in school because them school books don't teach you how to do that. Them school books do not teach us how to learn. They teach us how to obey. But once you learn how to learn, and you know how to read that thing for what it is, you know what I mean? That's the strongest thing. Reading is the strongest thing that we can do. Reading and then applying that study to us is the strongest thing we could do as black individuals. And you're right. You know what I mean? We as black individuals, we all go through that. Cause now look, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. Because I look like one of them characters, I get I get looked at. I get the options, but do we think I'm dumb? They only want me because I look like the shit government Satan Zaddy programmed them for. That's why I'd be a fool to act on anything when I have my shorty. That's why I tell you guys, get you one shorty and pour it into that woman. She will appreciate you. You guys got to stop running around here acting like these women make decisions for themselves ever. They never made decisions. They never had to make a decision for themselves ever. No matter how independent they try to play, bro, somebody always made their decisions for them. You know what I mean? Until they became a grown up. You know what I mean? But they never, you give them way too much power. You know what I mean? You get it. All right. And this is the guys, I'm talking for the guys that get the looks and get the options that because you look, you fit the description. You see how that works? You fit the description. Because I fit the description. So it's like, we share different pains. We share so like you know what I mean. I don't. Who wants to be feel? Who wants to get used? Feel like a wet napkin? Like who wants to be feeling like that? I'd rather you not pick me. I'd rather you give me the you treatment. I'd rather them give me the treatment that they give you, but not giving you no looks or anything, than to give me the looks because you want to use me. You feel me? So this is why men got to go their own way because 85% of the women in our society, bro, is programmed to extract resources from a person that look like a dummy. Point blank, period.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, like I definitely agree with you. And there's different. We as black men, whether you're a virgin at 34 or you got a body count or whether you got child support, we all pay a big price. And I'll quickly elaborate on this, and I got about 15 minutes left. But basically, it's just that when it comes to the virgin, we pay a big price when it comes to it's more psychological. Okay, we got isolation, being lonely, us crying at night, us being depressed, us wanting to kill ourselves because we think and have been taught that if we don't have sex, we're not a man. Then it causes an inferiority complex. Society, the church, all of that. It's a big price. Now, when it comes to people, the black man that has had sex all the time, they feel empty because they're chemically addicted and they have soul ties. That's a spiritual consequence. And then when it comes to the guys like my cousin that has 6 kids out of wedlock, he pays in court fines and he pays in child support. Um, that is the flat out truth. So you pay a price either way. You pay a price. I mean, you're gonna pay a price. It's just, is
That's
it
a
worth?
fact. That's a
Yeah,
fact. That's a fact. That's what I meant by we share the same as black men. We both share the same destiny in this gynocracy. You know what I mean? And even worse, we're at the worst end. The guys
right.
that get because the temptation is thrown there so that you got more of a probability to get that sexual transmitted demon. And once you get that sexual transmitted demon on your back, that's the sexual immorality right there, guys. And y'all know, y'all done y'all turn everything he give us for our enjoyment and for our pleasure or for our building purposes. Every tool he give us for reproduction or for anything, music, we take it and we manipulate it and we turn it into a business, guys. And then we don't do the right thing with the profit. It's not like we take it and help the people. No, we influence the people and get them hooked to the dumb shit. Everybody do it. Everybody doing it. This whole YouTube space, everybody's doing it. They're taking his red pill teaching from the Bible and they manipulating it and they making dollars off of it. And it's sad, y'all. It's sad. It's sad. But let's finish up the video. I know you ain't got much more time to go.
Yeah.
Man,
Okay.
having sex does not validate you. You see, too many of us go to outside sources to validate us. We go to these sources to give ourselves meaning, but these things can never give us meaning. These things can never make us feel good enough. These things can never deal with our insecurities.
The more ungodly things you accumulate, the more of your time is going to be consumed because those ungodly things cost time, and our time is our money. All right, guys? Please take note of that. If you have to write that down, those are bars right there, guys. If you got to play it back to get that again, please get that. The more ungodly things, materialistic stuff you own, the further from God you gonna be because you gonna end up placing that in you gonna place your value in all of the material you own. And that don't symbolize your value. Now you place yourself in a delusion. People are making decisions based off how they feel, based off of a materialistic purchase. And that's dumb. That's dumb, guys. Unhooked. We know who taught y'all how to be stupid, but you can still love them, but don't follow them. Follow your God, bro. Follow ye.
That's been burdening us from the inside. You see, my problem was, and as many of you guys' problem right now, is that I let somebody else make me not feel good enough for who I was. I made somebody else's words then shape my life. And then I had to go to somebody else to try to validate myself, and it never even worked. Because
Keep in mind, guys, that's a beta male mindset. Alpha males, I don't care, bro. I don't care what you say about me, bro. I'm gonna keep going forward. I wouldn't even been here to this point if I cared. Remember, guys, when I first started, they tried to tell me my chipped tooth or I gotta go get the fake Ed the horse mouth, go get the fake teeth like all of the folks in Hollywood. I had to do all this, had to do all that. I wasn't qualified when I got everything that they say you supposed to have, yo. Some bullshit, you know what I mean? But they'll find any reason to disqualify you when you telling the truth, when you doing the work. Don't live for people. I told y'all time after time again, yo. You learn, then remove the L. And then you pay the cost of criticism. The cost to win this game and to be successful is criticism. Pay it and be done. Because people gonna talk. So many people trying to fit in, trying to move. People moving people. They moving in silence, but people moving them. They don't even know it. Because they worried about what other people gonna say. And it ain't what other people. Other people is black folks. Other people is us. Because we're the only ones talking about people. Every other race could come over here and shack up for about 2-3 years. And then next thing you know, all the motherfuckers owning the store. We walking up in a store. You know what I mean? But we laughing at them. Oh, look how many of them got out that car. Oh, look at her shoes. She on the train. Look at her shoes. We the only ones do the talking. And we the only ones do the losing though. We the poorest ones. But we do the most, we got the most jokes. We start joking on each other and shit. When we get bored. When we give up and we stop chasing their success. And it's sad. It's sad. That's that nigga behavior, bro. Nigga behavior.
Because if losing your virginity is a rite of passage for manhood, then guys should just simply get prostitutes and knock it out the way. But what happens is that doesn't do anything. Many guys have tried, and you're still just as empty as you were before because sex will not solve your problems. You see, every guy is a virgin at one point of his life. And every guy is eventually not going to be a virgin at one point of his life. But that point.
And that's a fact, guys. I told y'all, we all start out as Adam. None of us don't ever let nobody take that point, that stand over you like if they super better. Like ain't nobody super better than nobody, bro. We all tools in this man kitchen, bro. We all tools. Some people is fine china, some people paper plates, some people is the forks, some people is the spoons. We all serve a purpose. Ain't no one person got everything because that's Lucifer. And he ain't make them niggas no more. After that, nigga backstabbed them. So miss me with that bullshit. Everybody missing something. And the only way to really be complete is by linking with one another. This was a great panel right here today, man. I appreciate you again, man. I appreciate you again.
Thank you.
Has nothing to do with them being a man. You yourself need to go on a journey to find your identity and find your own internal validation, to find your own internal respect, to find your own internal affirmation. You see, when you lose your virginity should be your decision. Whether that's when you're religious and you're waiting until marriage or you're waiting for the right person, that should be the decision that you decide on your own. Because what's going to happen is if you're just one of those guys like me who just try to rush and lose your virginity just to make yourself feel cool around your friends, then you're going to trade in one problem for another, because then you're going to be wanting to have sex continuously. And what you're going to realize is there's going to be nobody around you. You have not built a life to get a woman that you can be able to have sex continuously with, who actually respects, care, and loves you. Those girls will not be there. And so many guys, the problem never stops. And you see them, yeah, they lost virginity, but they're still insecure. They're still chasing girls. They're still wasting money and time and resources trying to fill a void that will never be filled by a woman. So what I believe is that the desire to have sex and to lose your virginity is a good thing. That is a really good, healthy desire for a man to have. But what ends up happening is too many guys then take that desire and they use it in unhealthy ways. That desire should motivate you to level up, to improve yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, to build your kingdom, and to get a woman that will satisfy you for the rest of your life. But instead, so many guys waste that energy chasing women or waste that energy watching porn which tricks their body into thinking that they're having sex with beautiful women when they're not. And then now they lose all enthusiasm, motivation, and all the extra boost that they're supposed to get to go out and conquer the world. You see, being a virgin isn't your problem. Your mindset is your problem. One more time, being a virgin is not your problem. Your mindset is your problem. So, to all my young men who are still virgins, here is my closing message to change your mind, which will change your life. You are good enough. You are valuable. If you are a man who holds himself accountable, who is on a journey to constantly leveling up and improve himself emotionally, spiritually, financially, and physically, you are a man. You are good enough. And if you have religious convictions about sex, live according to your convictions and not what other people say. Build your kingdom and then bring women into your life who desire you and admire you. So what if 99% of women won't desire you because you're still a virgin? You don't want them anyway. It is what it is. But there will be somebody, if you're leveling up, if you're putting in the work, who does respect you as a man, who does respect your destination, and who does want to be with you. I've seen it happen to dozens of my friends. As always, take the manhood course via Patreon, take the identity course via Patreon, find yourself, put all your energy into building your kingdom, bringing the right woman in your life, and understand that when it comes to you not being a virgin, every man on this earth was once there, and it does not mean you aren't good enough.
That's the guy roommate, man. You know, he fuck with the girl Kansas. That's how I stumbled over him. And he spit straight facts, you know what I mean? He be pandering a little bit. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. But he spit facts. He spit facts. Salute to Don Sapansky. As always, salute. Make sure you pull up to the graduation, Don. Word, man. Make sure you pull up to the graduation. Keep your notifications set. But that was a dope one. You wanna take us on home? You want to take us on home and wrap us on up, man? We've been here for about an hour and a half, man.
Yeah, I think that video and what I have been saying has probably, if this if this podcast that we've done and that video was a requirement for all men on their 18th birthday was played, I think we would have saved a lot of men's lives, a lot of boys' lives. If
That's a
this
fact.
if this podcast is mandatory to the whole world at 16 years old, when you're able to drive, I think we could have saved a lot of tears, a lot of depression, a lot of hurt, a lot of abuse, and a lot of death. I think this is a lifesaver for a lot of people. So share it. And also, go to Mgtow.tv and type in Journey of Sagehood. That's my channel. It's more of an archive channel, but I do personal stuff. Subscribe to it, and that's pretty much it. I work at 2 jobs, so I don't have time to do content like a lot. But for every once in a while, I think you and I are gonna, make some classics because we're already done too. So I'll do what I can. But yeah, that's actually about it.
Salute, man. No doubt. Anytime. You already know, bro. We brought the best of both worlds together. And as long as that we show that strength right there, we show that strength and respect and loyalty and brotherhood. That's a brotherhood. We brought the best of both worlds. Cause boy, I got bodies. I'm cool now. I got my girl. I'm happy. But man, listen. And you know what I mean? And that's what it was about. We brought the best of both worlds. You know what I mean, guys? Salute to the chat. And again, salute to my guy, Big Mike Drop. I got the T. You know what I mean? 5-year history teacher. Word up. Salute, my guy. Salute. Yo, it's on and popping now, yo. Y'all already know. It's been real. 2 videos. Y'all watching the playback. 2 videos is going to pop up. One on the left, one on the right. To continue your viewing experience over here, I will add the video, our first video on the right, and on the left will be a playlist. Click into either one. Guys, it's always real. Y'all time is money, and y'all spend it with me, and I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that. Bye, y'all.